One, two. Who's
Here
out
I
there?
am.
Who's
Can
out
you hear
there?
me good?
I hear you. I hear you.
Excellent.
We are
Excellent.
live, and we are with my big bro, Mike Edwards. Welcome back to the show, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Look,
Thank
I
you.
know you. We miss each other on we play phone tag and technology tag all the time.
Yep.
But I had to get you in on this one, man. This ERTC stuff, bro. This is big.
It's huge.
This is
Huge.
it's massive, and I just wanted to get you on here and just get some people. We
Yep.
got Lisa in the building. What's going on, Lisa? How you doing? Look, just get some information to everybody because some people in this day and age, as soon as you get something that's talking about finances, you know who's right behind you, right?
That's right.
Scammers. Good old scammers. I even got a phone call about a PPP. I had one of my good friends, another church friend, that they stole her identity and was telling me about PPP. So
Uh,
I just wanted to get you on so that we could talk to the people and let them know what the real deal is, and how they can partner up with us, and
good.
you know some of this help people, and in the process of helping people, get a little bread yourself.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game, my friend.
Yes,
That's the name of the game.
yes. You
Yes.
you can't beat. It's one thing that always stick out for me. And sometimes we romanticize religion so much to where we forget to take it that it's not a building, right? It
Yep.
said you can't beat God in giving.
That's right.
You can't beat him in giving. So that's not when whatever you're giving into the offering plate and all that great stuff. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. But outside those four walls, how are you giving back? What are
That's
you
right.
doing to help people? And so in that process, man, look, tell us, a lot of people might not have seen the first show when you were on. So tell us who you are, what you
Yeah.
do, and give us some information on this ERTC, bro.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you, Marte, my brother for life. Thank you for having me on the show for the second time.
Yes, sir.
And I'll give everybody just a brief introduction of who I am, and then we'll move forward. So I am a 10-year U.S. Army vet. That's how I met my brother Marte back in '96.
Woo!
96, man. Him
On
and his
the
wonderful on the basketball court.
basketball court.
On the basketball court. So I don't know if we can do that now these days, Tay, but
We could play horse.
we can play horse, man. Play horse. But we forged a family bond. Him and his brother, his brothers and sister, and his mom and his dad. And so the reason why I was on the show last time, we talked a little bit about real estate. Well, I love real estate. I've been a realtor now since 2016. My wife since '04. So we've been a part of the real estate industry for a long time. Well, how many of you know that we had a shakeup in real estate the middle of last year, and I had 6 really big deals on the buy and the sell side that I lost in a matter of like a week and a half because of the shakeup that happened in real estate. And I don't know if any of y'all out there have a real estate license, but that is thousands of dollars
Right.
that I'd already spent in my head.
Yeah.
And I've never lost that many deals. It was just a shakeup of what's happening in the market. And the market is correcting itself, but the dust still hasn't settled. So I was just kind of just praying up 5 o'clock in the morning. I was saying, God, I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're the Edwardses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
we got 2 houses. We just got stuff to take care of, Lord. Like, I'm not trying to be better than nobody. My mother-in-law lives in the other house. Long story short, that day I got a call from the gentleman who I did business with about 7 years ago, and he introduced me to the ERTC. So what is the ERTC or the ERC? They're synonymous. It is the Employee Retention Tax Credit. So what is it? So if you're familiar with the CARES Act that came out because of the pandemic, very simply, The ERC or ERTC and PPP came out simultaneously.
Right.
The PPP is a loan, the ERC is a grant. And when they first rolled out, you couldn't get both of them. So now with the new legislation that have come in place in the form of amendments, even if you've got both rounds of PPP, business owners can still get the ERC. So what is relevant about that for you and me? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, break it
Well,
down.
the government has earmarked $250 billion to be given back to businesses for their pandemic scenarios. So why is that important? Well, what we do here and what I love to do, what I introduced to Marte is that we work directly with the tax firm, attorneys, if you want to make it plain, attorneys. And so basically we introduce businesses to get this ERTC. And when we introduce businesses to this tax firm, we actually get a payout on it. So, oh, okay, I'm just a regular person. Like, why is that interesting to me? Okay, well, I'll tell you. So what you're seeing advertisements is that you could get up to $26,000 per eligible W-2 employee for the ERTC, up to. Now, that counts the amount of qualifying quarters because each state has different qualifying quarters.
Right.
By the way, we do serve Virgin Islands, we do serve Guam, we do serve Puerto Rico, and we serve all the areas that the United States touches. So you could have, 2 rounds of PPP for this particular company. Let's say the company has 10 eligible W-2 employees. And so when a company has gotten 2 rounds of PPP based on these quarters, so what do you get per quarter? So for 2020, you get up to $5,000 per eligible W-2 employee. For 2021, you get up to $7,000. So let's just talk about an average of $10,000 per eligible W-2 employee for that 10-person company. Well, the business is going to get back $100,000 of ERC money. Amen. That business is happy.
That's right.
That business went through a lot during the pandemic and they stayed open. They kept people employed. They deserve to get that money.
That's right.
And so our law firm, we have our percentage that we receive in about 20%. And so the person who introduced the opportunity, they actually get 10% of that 20. So that person is getting $2,000 just simply for introducing it to the law firm. Guys, we've had people in our business right now for their commission based on the companies that they've introduced, $36,000, $40,000. And mind you, these are 10-minute conversations.
Right.
And so the job is not to be an expert. The job is to pre-qualify whatever business it is that you're talking to and introduce them to the tax firm. The tax firm does the heavy lifting and it's totally legal. You're not getting a portion of their money. It's called a contingency fee. Once the work is done, the business has to pay the law firm and the law firm gives you money from them. They're not taking any of these businesses' money.
Right.
By law, when the tax firm does their calculations, these calculations are triple checked, sent off to the IRS, and the money goes directly to the business, not the law firm. Not the law firm. It goes back to the business. And then the law firm pays us for making recommendations. So, Marte, we have a limited time, man.
Yeah, talk about it.
April 2025 is the deadline. So we have roughly 26 months let me tell you, man, I'm gonna just break it down to you. We got a guy, he just went ballistic. This isn't normal. $7 million in 40 days he captured. Wow. $7 million in 40 days.
That's crazy.
If people take this seriously, Marte, first of all it is remember, it's like evangelism. You're talking about the church thing.
Right. You're
pointing them to the greater thing. You're pointing them to the greater thing. people can make more money than they've ever made before in their entire life and use it to fund what their dream is. You know, my wife and I have inventions that we've been wanting to fund. So instead of getting angel investors, which is a good route to go, we'll be able to fund our own stuff with, man, people on our team, man, are making deals happen, Marte.
Yeah.
As soon as I got on the phone here, somebody's talking about what they wanted to do, like one of our other team members. So that's it in a nutshell, man. So there's the business that's getting absolutely blessed. There's the people that are pointing the businesses to the law firm. And then I didn't even mention the fact that because these businesses are businesses, birds of a feather do what?
Flock together.
They flock together. You get override on when you recruit. And basically recruiting, it's not like the MLM type concept. It's more of relationship based. And so you're talking to your cleaners. You're talking to the place where you go get tacos at. You know, this isn't pick up the phone book and cold call. This is people who you frequent their businesses, and you'd be surprised about how business owners know other business owners that have not received the ERTC.
That's right. And you know what we've found and we run into is a lot of people are afraid to talk because they're like, oh, my CPA hasn't said anything about that. You know, I talked to my CPA already, and it's great. You should be communicating with your CPA, but talk about can you talk on the what qualifications the law firm has, and versus what the CPA, they may know, they may not know, they may not understand, because there's specific qualifications that are outside of their legal realm that they deal with daily.
I'm gonna repackage what you just asked me, because you asked me the perfect question, Marte. So there have been over 17 amendments since this has came out. 17. So you remember back early when I first introduced this, I said that it was one or the other, PPP or ERC.
Right.
So many CPAs don't even know that you can receive both.
Right.
Because they haven't kept abreast of the information. You know, once me and my wife got introduced to the ERC, we worked for ERC company for 4 months. So, well, ERTC, remember I told you they're synonymous.
Right.
We worked for a company for 4 months. And so we found out all the ins and the outs. As a matter of fact, CPAs and attorneys, they actually refer business to us because you have to be certified.
You have to be certified, people.
You have to be certified. So it's interesting. There's the ones that know they're not certified and then refer business to us. And there's the other ones that I guess it's a matter of pride. Instead of doing their due diligence to help their client out the best that they can, they just kind of just say, oh, it can't be done. But I'm going to tell you, these are the two qualifiers, Marte. The two qualifiers. One is a revenue, and one is by nominal business impact. Okay. It's a nominal impact test, the NIT. So basically, from the revenue standpoint, which was the initial way that it rolled out, you have to have gross reduction in receipts of 50% or greater in 2020. Gross reductions in receipts of 20% or greater in 2021. Both of those are measured against 2019. So 2020, 2019, 2021, 2019. That's one way. They realized that everybody didn't have a decrease in revenue. As a matter of fact, making all those calls, working for that ERTC company, there's some businesses that tripled during the pandemic. So what the IRS, OSHA, and the CDC, they got together and they said, we're going to come out with these 13 reasons why people can still qualify for the ERTC. What are some of these reasons? Let's give some, shall we?
Yeah, let's get some.
Social distancing. Social distancing. Because COVID was around and you had to increase the measure of which you stood with people, social distance is a qualifier. Guess what another qualifier is? What we're doing right now.
Oh,
You used to have in-person meetings.
right.
You had your team huddle every Monday and Thursday. Now you're doing it on Zoom. Guess what? This is a qualifier.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm a manufacturer and I needed these materials or this lubricant for my equipment. Well, because you had a shutdown in your supply chains or your vendors, it's a qualifier.
Hmm.
There are 13 of those according to IRS N21-20. And basically it's a 102-page document of glorious questions that the IRS says you can just read in your leisure. Just read in your leisure.
It's wonderful reading.
It is. It
Look,
is.
hey, bro, it's so awesome that you put it out there because in the military when we'll hit you with regulation real quick, and
And
they say if you want to hide something from some people, you put it in a book, right? You put it in a book. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna go into the details of it, but if you want to hide
yeah,
information from some people, you put it inside of a book. Okay,
put it
so
in there.
this regulation is pinpointing everything, and you're telling us
Everything.
up front what the regulation is. That is
Exactly.
these points that you could go in and check out. There are people out there who don't
Yep.
know it, don't understand it, and instead of them
Yep.
pointing you to somebody that do, they're rather
Yep.
tell you that you can't. Now, how much does it cost, Mike? How much does it cost me to find out if I qualify?
Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road, Marte. In any kind of presentation, you always wait to the end to give how much. And it only costs you $6,000. How about I'm telling you a story, Marte? By law, nobody can even charge you to receive that information.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get charged to receive that information. The tax firm charges what's known as a contingency fee. What is a contingency fee? It is contingent upon us doing the work for you and producing the results. So we charge a contingency fee, and the contingency fee is always due after you've received your checks. Nothing up front, no advances for us as a tax firm. We receive your contingency fee after you get paid.
Mm. So
So
I'll
nothing
know how much I could potentially have coming back
to the penny.
to the penny,
To-
and then I could say, "Oh yes, send that, send it."
down to the penny, Marte. I've seen the back end. I've seen how their operations go. I've seen their software. It's very detailed and it's very streamlined. And so mistakes are to a minimum. And so let's talk about mistakes for a moment.
Okay.
Let's talk about audit support versus audit defense. So with my prior company, we provided audit support. So basically, if the IRS should have to come after the results that were given for whatever reason, we would stand behind our work and say, this is what we provided based on what they provided. Here you go, IRS. What we do here at this tax firm, though, we provide audit defense. We stand behind it and we actually represent you
Right.
to the IRS. And we not only say this is what we've done, but we're at the point where, since it's defense, it's not just support. You have retained the services of an attorney.
What kind of attorney though?
Tax
A
attorney.
tax attorney.
A
What?
tax attorney. And with no additional charge. With no additional charge. And so being that we have been in this process now since July of working with this, first of all, audits are very low unless there's something that's fishy. Let's just put it that way. And we've talked about the percentages. Like one of the triggers is if you've done erroneous paperwork. Another trigger is if you've received over $4 million in this. They just want to make sure that everything is okay. But
Right.
IRS, CDC, OSHA, they've all sanctioned it. Just from you getting the ERTC alone isn't enough to trigger an audit by the IRS. It's not. They've sanctioned it. They want businesses to get the money. Marte, when I got into this business in the beginning of September, only 16% of 5 million eligible businesses had got the ERTC.
Really?
That's billions of dollars that's still out there, Martell.
That's insane.
Insane.
So look, bro, I got a question. Lisa says, is there a portal for us to see that? The portal link provided doesn't give me access. What are you asking to see, Lisa? I don't remember. Give me a little bit of information on that. What portal to see what? And bro, while she's typing that out, so the portal, not portal, but the title, the defense versus support. I love it. What she say? Anyone that we refer for an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So is there a portal to see anyone that you refer for an appointment?
Okay. So what's happening is now this is the good thing. Are you ready for a good problem?
Yes.
Some problems are better than others. The response has been massive. When I say the response has been massive, so basically what we're in the process of doing is making sure that our servers are able to handle the capacity of what we're pushing this, because it's our goal to let everybody in the United States who needs to know about this.
Right.
So to answer your question, right now that technology is being beefed up right now, and we have a dedicated IT team. They've already changed stuff 3 times since I've been affiliated with this company in the last month and a half. So very soon, and I wouldn't give it more than a week, you'll be able to see everybody. But until then, I will assure you they're in Posterity Legal's back office. I've been on the back end, been able to see, I mean, if you can imagine, it's just name after name after name, it's in there.
Okay.
So, but we'll be in communication with that. I mean, Marte has met Josh Phelps. He's the one who introduced to us. And he's the one who's working with the IT department to make sure that gets off the ground fully so that everybody can see everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And sorry I can't see your face. Let me see. Can I go to gallery view and...
No, they're not in the Zoom. They're not in the Zoom. They're in there. They're on the actual Twitch. They're out there in Twitch land. What's going on, everybody out there? So look, Mike. So if I'm hearing it right, and if I'm understanding Lisa's question, so when you sign up and you're doing your thing, and you're out there, you're sharing because you care, because sharing is caring, right?
You care. Yeah.
It is. That's old Gels sharing and caring. So you out there, you getting the word out, you're telling the businesses, and honestly, that is what it's all about, right? You're trying to help these small businesses, mom and pop shops who were truly affected by the pandemic, non-profit organizations, churches who were affected by the pandemic.
Yep.
Because last time I checked, they were shutting down churches. They was trying to say that you couldn't go and participate in your religious services, right? So all these people that are sharing it and they signed up under you, they come in because you referred them. There's gonna be a way for you to go into the system and see all those people. Mike, can you talk about, so sharing is caring? So I talked to these people and they say, you know what? I'm 1099, but I got some of my business partners or my next door neighbors. So I would love to share as well. How does that work? You know, what's some of the things that we can do with that?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Can I throw in a side note?
Yeah, man, come on.
Marte. So in order for you to have an effective close for these businesses, you have to have a good intro. And so the way how you introduce it to the law firm is, first of all, you have to pre-qualify. They can't be 1099.
Yeah.
They can't be a governmental organization. They had to be open before February 15th of 2021. They had to be open. They had to be open already. And so February 2020, they had to have been already open. And so having those 3 questions already knocked out the way and saying, you do have W-2 employees, you were open before February 2020, and you're not a governmental organization, increases your likelihood when they talk to the tax firm for them to be able to close them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing kind of related to what you were just saying. Now, what happens is right now, let's just use you, Marte.
Okay.
So you're already in the system. And so on the back end, even though we can't see it already right now, the whole organization, since you are in the system, you're going to populate when it says who referred you on the back end.
Okay.
You're going to populate in their system. That's why it's very important. If you do share this opportunity right now while we're still developing that part, please, it's so important that everyone knows exactly who referred them.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, exactly.
Put the people who referred you in it. Sharing is caring, and all they asking you to do is put their name down.
Yeah, don't forget the person who introduced you, because I've seen the back end system. I've seen the back end, and you know, we sign confidentiality agreements and all that stuff.
That's right.
I would never say who's back there, but I can assure you, as soon as somebody signs up, boom, it's in their database.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in their database.
That's good.
Did I answer your question fully?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Jill says doctors and dentists.
All of them. All of them.
Lisa says, is there no way for them to have our name embeds in that portion of the app? So like when you okay, I got it. Sort of like each rep that's partnered with the law firm, they have a distinguished link. So when you click on their link, it automatically put their stuff in there.
I get it.
Their information.
For now, it's strictly just by the name for now. But let me talk to the CEO. Let me talk to the CEO, because when I tell you the response, y'all, I mean, you know, just last week we're down in Florida and 200 Sonics.
Oh wow.
200 Sonics in like just in a matter of less than a week. Just
That's
boom,
crazy.
boom, 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 boom. So you can imagine, like, these are individual business owners and also people who referred that, you know, links in with all this stuff.
Right.
Because the business owners of the Sonics are getting in on this as well. So I can imagine that it's just been to a point where, I mean, we got 3 Marte Giffords. We got, you know, 4 20 Michael Edwards, and probably going to need a number instead of a name.
Exactly.
So these are things, and we like feedback. So these are things that I need to bring to the CEO's attention. But as far as the actual process, it was already instituted well before Josh ever met them. Like, this is a law firm. This is a tax firm. The way that they've done it, one has been open for 50 years, the other one open for 10 years.
Okay.
They joined forces to be able to make this and be able to open it up to the public. Because let's just be honest. We said that there needs to be a way how you can have a warm connection, not just picking up the phone book. That's whack. If you want a cold call, well, I mean, you're probably going to lower your chances of getting a close. We want a nice, smooth close.
Right.
So basically, they're allowing people to have warm introductions to the law firm so you can have a nice close.
Okay. That's good stuff, bro. So let's see. If I got 2 PPP loans, I could still qualify.
1,000%. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Good. I'm glad you asked me, brother.
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad I could.
So let's utilize. So each state has what's called executive orders, right? So, for example, the state of Georgia has 5 qualifying quarters according to the executive order. Florida has 5 qualifying quarters. I think Delaware has 6. So for each of these quarters, you can't utilize the same quarters that you had PPP for the ERC.
Okay.
So if in this particular quarter right here, you got PPP, well, you can't use that quarter for the ERTC. You have to utilize the other quarters that are eligible for your particular state. So that's how that works. So if you got 2 rounds of PPP, that's 2 quarters. Then we get to look at the other quarters. You can't do what's known as double dip.
Double dipping.
You can't.
Don't double dip.
You can't double dip the nachos.
That's
Can't,
right.
nor can you double dip the financials.
That's right. That's right.
I just made I just made that up,
That's
Terry.
right. We gotta put that on the shirt, bro. We gotta put that. That's good. That's good. The
Yeah.
nachos or the
Or the
financials?
financials.
The
Yeah,
nachos.
yeah. That was good.
Hey, look, let me give y'all a throwback, man. So, Mike's my big brother. We played ball and all that great stuff, but we were also the ministers of music, and we used to cut up in we used to have fun in service. Let's just say that. Sometimes I couldn't look over at him in the middle of a worship service because my mom would get me. I seen y'all back there laughing. What y'all chuckling about? I was like, I was trying not to look at Mike, Mom. Trying not to look at Mike, and he's being Mike.
Yeah, those are great times.
It's the Holy Ghost note.
Yeah, don't be fooled. Tell you to play some drums, man.
Man, I used to kill them drums, and I had to learn to not try to kill them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see, bro. All right, so if my CPA already told me I don't qualify for the ERTC, how should I go about if moving forward, without offending them or whatever? I don't know. I would assume that's why you wouldn't want to. But last time I checked, my CPA works for me.
So it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If the CPA hasn't been keeping abreast on how they qualify, they'll just look at the revenue test and say, oh, your business did fine. You doubled in income. You quadrupled in income during the pandemic. You're okay. Well, did you social distance? Did you have any of these? When I talk to you about that N21-20, there's 13 of those criteria. 13 that are in N21-20 that pretty much spell out how you can still qualify. Either A, you were essential business, or B, you increased in revenue. Okay. You can still, so in other words, if I was somebody who understands this, what I just finished expressing right now, now that I'm telling it to you, I'd say, but did we pass the nominal impact test? And let's see what the CPA needs to say right there. What are they going to say? And
let me do some research and get back to
you. Oh yeah. And this is objective information. I mean, I can't make this up.
Yeah.
So they need to say, hey, I know we increased in revenue, but do I qualify via the nominal impact test?
Yeah. And so the importance of that is, the importance of, one, while we're having this conversation, sharing is caring and all that great and wonderful stuff, is you said in the beginning, there is an expiration date.
April 2025.
And what happens if my business that was affected and I truly qualified, but for whatever reason, whether it was me being stubborn, thinking that I know it all, listening to my CPA who think they know it all and didn't do research, what could be the outcome of the government holding this money that they want to give back to me?
You simply won't receive the money, and we know how the IRS acts. They're going to find a new thing to do with their money. That's just the bottom line. And I will tell you this. Right now, they've been going into, for most states, going into the first 3 quarters of 2021. If before it was the last 2 quarters of 2020, first 3 quarters of 2021. They're trying to see if they can do another quarter of 2021, the last quarter. That hasn't been introduced yet. That hasn't been approved yet, but it's already been introduced.
Okay.
So I just say, look, time is money. You saw what's happening right now with the school loans. You see how quick that got struck down? Yeah. Everybody's all excited about it. Hey, school loan thingy. And so because of pushback from the other side of the aisle, it got struck down, and
Right.
states started suing them. And so, is that still being offered? No, no. It's
I got a message saying that they're contemplating it, but you don't have to. They said due to the recent issues, we're going to push your payments back.
hmm
So where they would have either forgave your student loans,
Yep,
or you would have started paying off your student loans. They pushed that date
exactly.
back.
They pushed it back,
Yeah.
but you see how it's changed. It's not the way it was originally introduced,
Right.
and so it's like, why wait? I told you, Marte, and I'm very open about the way that I think. I was on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls every week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be sitting up there talking to people, and you'd be surprised about how many businesses, especially businesses of color, this thing is for everybody. It's not just for Black people or Hispanic, but it's not just, but I noticed that people of color knew about it the least.
They had the least exposure.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
all day long. And it hurt my heart because I'm like, wow, everybody should be getting this and everybody should know about it. So I'm on a bit of a mission because, I do business down here in Atlanta, especially in the real estate side. And I see how things are at times,
Yeah.
but it's our job to be able to find a way how to get success. And one of the ways that you do that is what you said already. You need to share the information.
Yep.
Share the information. And so that's why I'm here with you on this beautiful Friday.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So look, bro, you already said you were with another company doing this,
I was.
and you switched over to this company.
I switched over.
And so while we were watching the national championships, go dogs, go dogs, back to back. I mean, I didn't mean to get thrown off.
I got you.
I didn't mean to get distracted.
I kind of match him a little bit.
I usually would be matching, but I wanted to offset it a little bit.
Yeah.
And now all they could do is talk about Stetson being an old man and everything. That's the best you could do. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got this. Yeah. So while I was watching the national championship, we realized that they had commercials on about ERTC. And
wow.
People were, it's companies out there that are willing, that will go through and do this. But the key that I noticed was they were not tax law lawyers.
Big difference. You can get your money, and that's fine. But will you have the audit defense without having to pay a retainer fee? Once you do your contingency fee for getting your deal done, it's built into the contract already. So it's not like, oh man, I need to hire a lawyer. No.
You've already paid for that.
You've already paid for it. And you paid for it by getting money back for your business.
That's right. Really, if you think about it, you're not even thinking you money back.
There you go.
So you about to get some free money.
Yep.
And you're gonna break somebody else off with some of that free money, so they can protect that free money that you're getting, and you can enjoy it in peace.
Good perspective, bro. Good perspective. That's the exact way to look at it. That's the exact way to look at it.
Jelly says, or they just aren't sharing. Oh, I got mine type. I just got mine type of mentality. Okay. Yes. Yes. That, unfortunately, if you're watching and you got that mentality, please log off and.
we're team players right here.
Hey man, I truly believe it. I might not say it as often as my wife said, but we are one union. So when she's saying it, I'm feeling it. Man. Sharing is caring.
That's my sister. Right there.
I believe it. Sharing is caring, and she be out there. She be sharing with everybody. I be like, whoa. Wait a minute. Hold up. She'd be like, I'm gonna give you all the information right now. Let the lawyers do that part, honey.
Yeah.
Don't do their job. Just qualify them.
Well, with them, disqualified. With them reaching out to them, that's half the battle, because they'll be able to talk about their track record. And we do sign NDAs.
Yes.
Because we have to keep confidentiality. But I mean, our law firm has done 20,000 people companies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, having said that, I mean, we've done some pretty big who's who that we can't name, but let's just know we're doing mom and pops all the way up to some of the big boys.
Okay. And look, it's one thing for people to hear it, right? Yeah, it sounds good. It's this theory, but when you've met people that's actually been touched by somebody that received this money,
oh yeah,
it makes things a little bit different. So we were sharing the information, because sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
And one of our good friends, I used to coach their daughter's basketball team. She was telling Jill that some of her business partners received $300-something thousand at least per business.
I saw it today. Now Jelly and Marte, imagine if you were the one who introduced them and you got 10% off each of those.
Madness, bro.
Ridiculous.
Woo!
Ridiculous.
But she didn't get things.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Look, yes.
Can I tell you something else?
Yeah.
Remember when I told you that, you can average $10,000 for a business that has gotten 2 rounds of PPP, right?
Right.
What if you land a business that hasn't got 2 rounds of PPP?
They're up closer to the 26 range, right?
You do the math. And I told you a lot of people haven't heard about it. So, there are a lot of businesses that still didn't even get the PPP. Some of them were scared of it, whatever.
Right.
Man, there's more for you. So sharing is caring, my brother.
Look, you know what? The thing that I really enjoy about, knowing that you're going to help somebody get the money back, but I don't know, maybe I'm just, I hate religion, so I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And one of the things that always ring in my mind is that, the harvest is plentiful, right? But the workers are few. And is he only talking about, saving souls and getting the word out? No. He's always talking 2 or 3-fold, right? How come we can have people, we can say, I talked to one of my good friends, and he was saying he had people that was, working the business, and he said he had a guy who was working, and dude, he had his check. He never showed back up. He called the guy, and he was like, nah, man, just keep it, because I'm good. He was like, he didn't want to work, and he didn't even want to come get the check that he actually worked to get. So it's just people out there that's just they don't want to work, and they don't want to get that money, and they don't want to go out there, because, there's going to be some type of work to get it, right?
Sure.
It's got.
Sure,
You could go out there and put your hand to a literal plow, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Or you can go out there, you could put it to a mental plow.
Yep.
And you can, whatever your plow is, put your hand to it and don't look back. Press forward. And if you're smart, you get some people to help put their hand to plows with you. And now we get this field done faster.
Tay, you just said something, and I'm going to drop this little nugget.
Come on.
This isn't the days of our grandfathers and mothers and fathers, how it was just do one thing. This really isn't that season. You gotta have more than one thing these days.
Right.
I like to look at news. I've looked at news, for the past 42 years, and ever since I was 6 years old, I've always looked at headlines. And dude, I can't tell you how many big companies right now are doing layoffs. These are companies that people thought they were going to retire at.
That's right.
Amazon.
Huge layoffs.
I mean, banks, I mean, left and right. So my point is, like, you can never go wrong getting a real estate license. Why? Even if you do a close in a quarter, that's a mini windfall.
That's right.
You know, you got a little cheap $200,000 house. I mean, I'm not calling it cheap, Lord forgive me. And you know, you get a 3% commission off that. That's $6,000.
That's right.
You could pay your car payment for 5-6 months, depending on what kind of car you got. You could pay up on a bunch of bills. That way, as you do other stuff, is not as much stress.
That's right.
So when you look at and it's just changing the mentality of the way that you get money. So like even Jelly, you know, she's a serial entrepreneur, and I respect her hustle. But you know, my church just announced cutbacks this week.
Oh wow!
And people and families are being impacted. You know, there's some people who that was their main income.
Right.
So it's like, you know, look into something like this, but don't have one stream of income. You gotta have something coming in from someplace else.
That's right.
It's just not the old days anymore where you get guaranteed retirement.
Look, that hits, bro. That hits. LaJell said, to God be the glory.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, Lisa's the newest member of our team, by the way, and she's building her team. Yeah, she is on it. She's on it.
Wow, Lisa.
Look,
hey,
and Lisa says yes. Alicia signed up this morning. That's what I'm talking about now. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Look, man.
Well,
birds of a feather flock together, man. That's
birds of a feather.
And everybody who we've spoken with, they have been the main thing that's coming out of their mouth is they want to make sure that these businesses are knowledgeable, and that they're eligible to at least, hey, look, let's get you qualified. Let's find out if you can get this, because even if it's just okay, if you're an entrepreneur, self-employed, business partner, if you're a small business, you're probably punching the clock to make that money, right? You're exchanging time for dollars, right? You're in that part of the quadrant, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
Self-employed.
So if you're self-employed, you're on that end of the business quadrant, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not wrong with
right? But if you have W-2 employees and you are eligible and you could get this money, that's a vacation that you didn't have to punch the clock for. That's a piece of equipment that broke down or that you just needed to make your efforts a lot easier. So that's my thing. It's like worst case scenario, you find out you don't qualify, but guess what? You might know somebody else that do qualify.
Exactly.
You could join the team.
Yep. There are two other people that don't qualify, Monte. I can't leave these out.
Come on, talk to us.
I want you all to be knowledgeable too. So the sole proprietor, if they employ themselves, because you know some people have their businesses structured where they pay themselves through payroll.
Right.
They don't qualify.
Okay.
A minority owner, less than 49%. So you know if it's split, a minority owner could qualify, but a majority owner or a sole proprietor can't qualify.
Gotcha.
Neither can family members. So man, we got 20 people in our business and we want to put this down for the ERTC. Well, my wife works there, my son, my father-in-law, those family members don't qualify.
So those W-2 employees that are family don't qualify.
It's the employee retention tax credit. So I want y'all to, when y'all go out there, so you can know that. And mind you, this is all objective information that's based on what the IRS guidelines have stated.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to be like, oh man, this is a 5-person company and only one of them qualifies, and counted that money before you got it.
Right.
Yeah, the family members or proprietors, man, they can't.
But
they're
some people
injecting back hope though. There are so many people that can.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
hit the roadblock and be like, woe is me. No. You're only
Mm-hmm.
hearing part of the conversation. The other
Mm-hmm.
part of the conversation is if you run a business, you work with, alongside, and you know other business owners
Exactly.
that might not
Exactly.
know, and they may
And,
qualify.
and they know business owners.
That's right. And guess what?
Yeah.
You could get paid from them. Sharing.
Cha-ching.
Sharing.
Sharing. It's caring.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Look, if we haven't told you anything, look, man, you share information, and because you care about, look, if it's malicious, it's not gonna be blessed, right?
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But if you're doing this from a right place, man, you're gonna be blessed.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And and you know what? This is the thing that you don't have to be discouraged about, because first of all, there's no money investment.
That's right.
You don't have to pay a thing. The only thing that you're paying is attention and time.
You mean I have to buy some kit? I don't have to
No,
get up.
no. You there's no monthly auto ship. And mind you, I'm not against none of that, because I mean, me and Kim have done great with that stuff throughout the years. Done great. But I'm just talking for this particular thing that could bless you. Think about it. If one person got one company and they got $30,000, that's somebody's yearly income, man.
That's right.
That's somebody's yearly income. And now, if you want to, that's $30,000 you get. You can just pay all your bills for the whole year.
You sure could. That's right.
See,
double blessing.
And that's just one business. That's just one that could be. So it's about thinking about how you're going to utilize your money when you get it, and also how you're going to spread the word about it, because I think you've seen there is a structure. It's not a MLM company, but it does have multiple levels.
Okay.
10% for you, 5% next level, 2% next level, 2% next level, 1%. So you can get paid down 5 levels.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now how wide could you grow?
Oh, as wide as you want to. There's no limit to how wide you can go.
And so that's 10% that's 5% for everyone that you grow wide, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not like you. So basically, it's a 50% check match for every person that they close. So for example, that $76,000, my wife and I get half. You know what I mean? Like that. It's a 50% check match.
Yeah.
So God is good in His holy temple.
That's right. That's right. All the time.
all the time.
Cause you was telling me, you said that those six ones that had you up at 5 a.m, or the on the real estate side, after you got involved, you was like that. You haven't even thought about it. You don't even
listen. Let me tell y'all something. I made enough money in 3 months. I don't even miss those 6 deals.
We're talking about real estate people in the Atlanta area, right?
Really, these weren't cheap homes. All of these was over 4, all of them. And so just to give you an example, off of one side of the commission, not both sides, one side of the commission, that's $12K. So we're fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Look. Lisa said, "Wow, I'm getting into real estate. I'm just getting." Lisa just graduated.
Well, Lisa, I'll tell you this. I don't discourage anybody from getting in real estate, regardless of where the market is. It's just like a roller coaster. It always goes back up, and there's always some kind of business that needs to be had. Like, even though I'm doing the ERTC, I still have listing. I'm still getting clients still. That hasn't stopped.
That's right. So,
somebody who does, who's busy at life, and then you're doing 1, 2, 3 deals a quarter, they're difference makers, man. They're difference makers, for sure.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Jill might have to go get our license so that we can get our multi-level, multi-family homes.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. Get it?
Yes, yes.
Get it?
All right. Hey, look, are there any questions before we let Mike go? I'm so glad that we were able to get you on here, bro. I know you're busy.
It's all good.
Look, I don't even know if I told him this is Pastor Mike. look, you are a busy man, bro.
I am, man.
You have a lot of sticks in the fire. I mean, I know you still. Do you still get to do your music as often, or is that, you know?
You know, I'm one of the main worship guys at my church. You know,
Okay.
I play bass more now. I don't know if I told you.
Okay.
But I play bass and keyboard, but that season's getting ready to come to a close, man. I kind of had a conversation last week, like, it takes so much out of me. I never write anything down. I memorize everything.
Yeah.
So I can worship from here, not here.
Yeah.
And I lead the band, so that's 2 or 3 days worth of work for me, and I can't give 2 or 3 days these days. There's so much stuff that I have to do.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but look, so Lisa says, Tay, are you recording this so we can share with our team and prospects? Yes, and yes. We are. It is recording, and if they don't catch it here, it'll be on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and reach out to me. Like, my door is open between myself, Josh, and my beautiful wife of almost 24 years this year.
Kim!
I mean, we both work together at that other ERTC company. So when I say that we're abreast of all the latest information, we know when the information updates, and we understand what qualifies and what doesn't qualify. It's so good working with my wife, and then yeah.
You guys are a power couple, man. We love you guys.
Oh wow, it takes.
Look, I'm just holding the power for. I'm just the reserve for Jill. She the energy. I'm just the reserve energy.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Look, she bumped me up. I'm like I don't know. She the Energizer Bunny. I'm the generator. Look,
that's what's up, man.
But if you have any questions, concerns, or issues, look, anybody out there. Lisa says she's the busy bee. Yes, Lisa. Question. Look, Mike. I don't know if you knew, but Lisa is her friend from high school back in Berlin.
Wow.
So they played basketball together. When Jill was Lisa was the starting point guard and Jill was Spud Webb.
Jill who?
Yeah, Jill used to hoop.
Oh wow. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So look, I'm wondering, Lisa, was she always busy bee even in school? That's that. You know, I'm want to know this question, man. This is crazy. This is my wife. I don't know. I didn't know. You know, somehow all of her kid videos got thrown. Oh, she said yes. Lisa said yes.
Whoa.
Oh, that's good. That's
I'm
good.
amazed.
Look, Jill said I fussed at her at midnight for thinking of sharing info. Yeah, she woke up, bro, talking about, I send this to Lisa. I said, girl, if you don't stop, you don't lay your butt down. Lisa is not up right now. She said, but I gotta send it to
her. Hey, Marte.
Yes, sir.
I do want to purposely be redundant about the one point that I said before.
Come on.
The tax firm and the accounting firm that work together to do this, they're already firmly established. The building out of us inviting people to them is what's growing really fast. So if there's anything that's kind of lacking on the technology side, I've actually met the IT guy. The IT guy is actually a lawyer himself.
Okay,
he's
nice.
The lawyer himself.
Wow.
And if you look at some of Josh's videos, you can see him. Like, he's not like Charlie's Angels and Invisible. Like, he's a real person.
Yeah. And
so as we're building this out, like, they are taking our input. So when you make suggestions and things of that nature, it's okay. But look, I'm looking ahead. I'm looking to see as we build this thing to 1,000 people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people. Man, we're gonna have the infrastructure in place. They just have to finish building it, because I mean, you can imagine it's been like,
right.
Oh yeah, it's been like napalm.
Yes, and the competition is out there. Not the competition. I don't want to say the competition, but there's other businesses out there. But remember, there's a difference between defense and support.
It's a difference.
It's a difference. So make sure that if you're gonna go, we want you to go. We want you to get this money. We want you to share so that you can get some money for just telling people about it. But we encourage you to go with people that are God fearing, and they have some morals about them.
Yep.
Right,
1,000%.
That's what I got when I was talking when we spoke with Josh and you guys. That was a big thing that I can't partner with anybody, and that's one of the things that stood out for me is that this is a PK. He's a PK. So for those that don't know, he was a preacher's kid, so he grew in the church and he's God fearing, and so to know that this man is still have those values that was, he said, if you train a child up in the way they go, they won't stray too far, right? And it's so good when you do see people that was raised like you and still have those same values and stuff. So,
exactly.
Hey, look, man, I ask that if you go out there and you're trying to sign up, remember the person that referred you and put their name down.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Put their name down in the reference section of it. If you got questions, you can ask. You can reach out to us. And look, man, let's get this money.
Yeah, and keep it simple. Don't overtalk. The nature of sales is, I've done sales for a long time. Just keep it simple. You pre-qualify and have them talk to the law firm and let you get the credit. Like, keep it simple.
That's right. Let the lawyers do their job.
Let them do their job. That's what they went to school for.
Hey, Mike, one more thing, right? So what's the danger you talking too much and not you accidentally say something like you're gonna get 26,000.
No, don't do that, because number one, if they've already gotten some PPP, that number is already obliterated. Right. Even if they got one round of PPP, you've obliterated that number. Secondly, you don't even know how much that employee received in wages already. So if they don't even have that amount paid to them, they can't get all that back.
Right.
The background is, and this is getting a little bit more technical, but just letting you know what the tax firm does. We receive the payroll journals for the company so they can know exactly which days, times that employee A worked. And also we're receiving your 941s. So what are your 941s? In tax world, this is what you paid out to your employees' wages and insurances and things of that nature. Well, the tax firm, what their job is to amend those returns from the prior years before. And weirdly enough, the way it's calculated, it shows up as a surplus. And when it shows up as a surplus, the IRS gives you a refund in the form of checks.
Got you.
That's how that works. So you don't have to know all that per se, but that's what's happening in the background. So yeah.
Jelly Bean says, question, will the law firm be able to add the referral in the event it wasn't initially added by the individual? So like somebody go in and they are well, let's say the person invited somebody before they finished signing up all of their stuff.
So that's good. If I'm correct, and I need to double check this, you have to put somebody in that space. If I'm correct, they won't let it be blank.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, you don't let it be blank.
Now, what if the person has signed up, but they didn't sign their last form, and then they recommending people, and the people signed up and put their name in there, but they didn't do their non-disclosure agreement, their NDA. They didn't sign in this yet.
Uh-oh. That means we need to share the information correctly. Let me see. What? Ask that again. I need to write that down because it has some little twists and turns.
The first question is, if can someone sign up and they forgot to? Can the law firm add the referred person in afterwards
Okay.
if
Okay.
the company forgot to put them in.
Let me get back to you on that one. I'm writing that question down.
And the second part to that question is, if the company put the person in, their name in, but the partner didn't finish signing their stuff, will it still link up with them?
Okay.
So they got the stuff, they got sent the non-disclosure agreement, but they were referring people before they finished signing up all their stuff.
Okay. I need to ask these questions, and I'll send it through Tay.
Okay.
Because I don't like giving BS. I'll find out.
And Lisa says, with that being said, when they build out the affiliate portal, will we be able to see our downline?
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Yes. Look, this is the type of Fridays I like, man. I like getting information.
Yeah.
I love it when we get the quick hit trainings, and it's awesome, bro. Thank you so much for sharing with us, spending some time with us. Any last words that are there any more questions first and foremost? And thank you all for spending your Fridays with us, hanging out, learning some information. Realize sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Let's get this ERTC. Let's go.
Hey, I think I got one last thing.
Come on.
People can scam all they want to. I've seen $100 million worth of checks coming to the old company from the IRS. They can think it's scam all they want to, but other people are just gonna keep getting paid.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen when once it's all done and dried up, and their neighbor got the money?
they never got jack, and so hopefully you use the money to fund the dream that you have. That's me and Kimberly's plan. We got some inventions that nobody knows about.
Yeah. That
we'll use our own money from this to get our inventions out there.
That's good. Jill says, y'all come back for some crab boils. Lisa says, when? Jill says they have nothing to lose. That's right. I just feel like, people are just so scared. Look, don't be so scared, because what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing people getting this money in, and then you're going to be looking at them like, give me some. It's like, all you got to do is share. Talk to people.
Just share.
If you go a whole day without talking to someone, you're more of a recluse than I am. Congratulations. However, I'll tell people I don't like people all the day, but somehow I end up in these long conversations. I talk to people, they be like, oh, you just got such a relatable face, I just want to talk to you. And I'm like, you got jokes, God. I mean, like, and Jill said it. Scared money don't make money, man. And that is, you don't have to put any money into this product. All you gotta do is help people get money back that the government want to give them back. So, on that note,
I didn't tell you time frame, but this is the very last thing I promise.
Come on.
So on the site, you'll see it says 6 to 8 months that they'll receive their money.
Oh yes, tell us.
But that is a under promise, over deliver. I've seen where people have gotten their stuff within 65 to 90 days.
Got it.
It's a under promise, over deliver.
And there's even now a way for them to get it sooner, right?
The thing is, I can see it being 6 to 8 months closer to 2025 when everybody, in the John Maxwell leadership curve, when they talk about the laggards.
That's right. Everybody, I gotta hurry up. It's about to end.
I can see the times being lengthened in, but you've seen how many people's got hired at the IRS, so there's enough time to process stuff,
Right.
So that's just a little note. So 3 to 4 months, 2 to 4 months, like it's not 6 to 8 months.
Okay. So the important thing, if you qualify, you'll find out within 48 hours.
48 hours. You'll know down to the penny how much you're going to receive from the IRS.
You'll know
48
how
hours.
much money they about to give you back. And you could just look at it like this. Now you got 3 to 4 months to plan out how you going to spend that money.
Point blank. So many business owners just, we already know we want to invest back in our business. A lot of business owners that I talk to, they know exactly what they want to do with the money.
Yeah.
There's no stipulation on how you use it, not like the PPP.
Oh, so I don't have to justify how I spent this money that I'm about to get back.
You could go on a vacation.
I can do whatever I want with this money.
Whatever you want to. Man. Whatever you want.
I don't know. Lisa says, I know so many were hired. Nice. Yes, a lot of them was hired. And
that's right.
They about to get this, the other half of it is they got another job they got to do because people not doing the right thing with that PPP. Sorry for y'all. With y'all bogus jobs that y'all was coming up with. Pray about it. Pray about it. Gotta follow the law of the land.
That's right.
But this one, as soon as you get qualified, you getting some change back, and you ain't gotta worry about it coming and asking you about what you did with that money. And if they do, low chance you got defense already.
You got defense.
Okay, Lisa says, I have one question. Alicia had a prospect today, and he was ready, but feared he together a lot of paperwork and decided not to. Huh?
I know what you're saying. I get it. So, what kind of documentation is needed for this? It's basically 3. Now, this is something that the tax firm is supposed to answer on the back end, but I'm just letting you know. The old 941s that they amended, we talked about that earlier, right? The 941s, their payroll journals so they could know dates, times when people are working. And then last but not least, PPP paperwork. If you got that, most people just call it ADP or whoever their payroll processor is, and they send it over to them.
Right.
They send it over to the tax firm. Like, it's not hard unless you do all your books yourself and you're disorganized. Right. But if you have a CPA, accountant, CFO, like, it's not hard to get that information. I mean, these are the people that work. These are the dates and times that they work. This is your tax information for 2020, 2021, 2019 also. It's not hard.
And so this might, once they have that appointment with the tax lawyers, with the law firm, they're going to tell them what they need, right? They're going to explain to them
1,000%.
And so once they're
going to tell them everything they need. It's simple. It's not difficult.
Yeah. And it's just like, I learned this in the military. Sometimes they'll make the process seem like it's harder to see who really want it.
Yeah.
See, you want to be an officer? All right, put it in this packet. And the packet's not really that difficult. It's just a lot of hoops you got to jump through.
Yeah.
And a lot of them old soldiers, they like, oh man, they trying to make me go ahead and get a physical. Well, you get an annual physical anyway. It's just the who really want this money is the question.
Who wants it? It's simple paperwork. Simple. If your stuff is in order. Now, here brings up another question. If you have a tax debt, I mean, it could get scooped up by the ERTC, but at least it could be off your back.
That's right. It's paid.
It's paid. So that would be on the burden of the business owner.
Got you. So they'll get that money back, and then they'll
minus.
Yeah.
Like depends on what the IRS wants to do. They
still boils down to you getting money back that you didn't know that you didn't think you had, and now you don't have a tax debt. Look at that. Look at God.
Yeah.
Won't he do it?
Yeah. I mean, thanks for asking questions. I mean, trust me, with being on hundreds of calls and studying this stuff and, talking to actual accountants and CPAs and backing them into a corner because I had so much information.
Right.
I mean, I would have accountants and CPAs be like, oh, I didn't know that, buddy. But it just like regulations, it's objective information.
Yeah.
They want people to know this information. Once I point it back to them, they're like, oh. So I know what they're looking for. All the things that I told y'all to watch out for, those are the things to, to pre-qualify these businesses.
And that's all you need to do is pre-qualify and then get them an appointment with the tax lawyers.
That's it. Because it would be a waste of time. They're 1099 and they talk to the tax attorneys. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, are there any more questions before I say good night? Again, if you're watching this live, I'm on the line with my brother Mike Edwards, pastor, musician, jack of all trades, realtor, and I don't even know what the title is for this. It was finance. What is it?
At my old company, I was the ERTC advisor. But here I'm just sharing is caring. I'm just sharing over here.
Sharing is caring. All of the above, man.
Above.
He is in here. He's showing us this stuff. If you're just jumping in, head on over to YouTube down there, and you could watch it from the beginning. It's ERTC, and that's the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Mm-hmm. It's a program. It's money out there for business owners that you have W-2 employees and you were affected by the pandemic. I'm not going to go too far in depth because I want you to go back and listen to the whole show. Mm-hmm. And while you're there, smash the like and subscribe button and leave a comment. You got questions, concerns, or issues? Drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Or, the boss will get back to you, old jelly beans. So, love you guys. Love you, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And,
thanks for having me, Tay. Thank y'all for being on here tonight, too. Thank y'all.
Yes. Let's get this money, y'all. And on that note, we are out of here. Peace. In the Middle East. I know y'all like my my Hawaii exit. Look, bro, we gotta get together and we gotta make some music. I don't have my Jill said my stuff sucks.
Man.
She said my intro and outro music sucks. So, hey, y'all, enjoy it. Welcome to the show. It's ending right now, but you can replay it and catch everything because this is good information for y'all to have, man. Take it easy. Have a nice weekend. God bless you.